right at 7 o'clock. We'll stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, and later, after that, we'll have the invocation from John. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America,
and to the republic
for which it stands, one nation,
under God,
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
God, thank you for the city giving to us, and thank you for Leonard residents, and pray that you grant us wisdom as we go through today's meeting, and just pray that you would just bless the village here. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, John.
Okay, I will start with attendance then.
Thank you.
President Moore,
Here.
Alex Kennedy,
Here.
Don Pellicek. Here. John Hawkins. Jennifer Swack will be late. And Clerk Lori Zelnok is in attendance. Treasurer Judy Verse is absent, excused.
Okay. Can I have, first on the agenda is the motion to approve the minutes from April 14th meeting. With a motion,
I'd like to approve the regular meeting of the Leonard Village Council of April 15, 2025. I'll support.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. To approval of the agenda. Can I get a motion to approve the agenda for tonight's meeting?
I'd like to make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Now, treasurer's report. Judy is not here. It's 2 pages. Is this for you, or is it part of her report?
That is mine, actually.
Yours.
For
All right, never
Black
mind.
Grant.
It's 1 page.
Okay.
That's 2 pages, this one's on the back side.
Well, one's accounts payable, one's treasurer's report.
Yeah, okay.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the treasurer's report as presented.
I'll support.
Support. Can I have a roll call vote on that, please?
Moore,
Yes.
Kennedy,
Yes.
Hawkins,
Yes.
Pellicek.
Yes.
Okay, on to accounts payable.
I'd like to make a motion to pay the bills in the amount of $9,884.38 for general, $4,417.38 for major, 0 for local, and 0 for Mill Park Recreation.
Support.
Have a roll call, please?
Pellicek,
Yes.
Hawkins,
Yes.
Kennedy,
Yes.
Moore.
Yes.
Only one note on that is, in the general, for the 9,084, can we get a comma instead of nine period?
Oh, yes,
84?
got it.
Thank you, sorry.
No, it's actually important. It's important. Got that. Thank you for noticing.
Okay. Let me get back in order. I'm throwing my papers everywhere. We have I'm gonna let Lori speak to this because she's been working on this with Judy about the hiring of a village administrator and treasurer.
Okay, terrific. Just since Cindy just kind of walked in before we went to new business, is there any public comment?
Oh, I'm sorry.
You have one other
No public comment.
for the accounts payable, is that supposed to be April 2025 on the agenda?
It is.
Okay.
Thank you. The agenda maker was in a hot hurry getting out of here.
Yeah.
So, do you have any comments, any public comments that you'd like to make?
Nothing you want to hear.
Very well then. Okay, so none. Okay, I'm sorry. So, new business item 1, you kind of wanted me to touch on that a little bit?
The hiring of the village administrator
Okay.
and administration and treasurer.
Okay, we put an ad in the paper, we interviewed a few people. We've actually gotten some really excellent resumes and had some really great interviews. We're going to continue the process of interviewing more candidates. More really good resumes just keep coming in, and so it's nice to have a pool of those. So when Judy gets back, we'll just continue the interviews. But just, on that, we did ask the lawyer.
Did I miss something? Are you both quitting?
No, Judy
No.
wants to kind of step down from her role, and so we're looking to bring somebody on.
But then I saw a clerk too.
Did it say clerk?
I'm a clerk.
Appointment of clerk?
Oh, you'll get to that in a minute. So, the revamping of the position, is something the lawyers are working on right now, where they can roll it instead of just drawing from our local pool of Leonard residents to kind of expand the pool wider. We'll go outside of Leonard to look for people and then change it from an elected position to an appointed position. He did just caution one thing, and so I'm just gonna share it with you, even though we did ask him to go ahead and move on creating an ordinance that will change the compensation for the treasurer and change the structure of the job. And that is, he said, as a note, like us guys up here that are usually doing the things that we do, there's not a lot of compensations for doing it. We kind of do it as like a, service to our community, because we're invested in this community. And that, his only concern was that when we step outside of Leonard, that we may notice more attrition, just because a lot of us are just committed to being here, So I think that's why, Judy and I are just trying to be really, really selective about our candidate and really just kind of taking our time to get to know them and make sure that it's a really good fit. So that's really all I have to say on that.
Thank you.
You betcha.
So, but we are going to have to change 2 ordinances when we
Correct.
do this.
And he's working on that.
And we're looking at, we're still looking at the next meeting to do that, June's meeting?
I think we really can't move
Can't say?
forward with it
Can't say.
without the compensation ordinance, I feel like. So, yes, I think that we should do them both at the same
Yeah.
time.
That's holding us back from when you talk to people, you can't tell them what you're gonna pay.
Correct.
Because we don't have that ordinance for that yet.
Correct. So, that is a work in progress.
Okay, on to number 2, appointment of the clerk. So, what we haven't done and what we need to do, we appointed a clerk, but we did not reappoint her for this term, for these 2 years until the next election. So we need to appoint her this evening to fill 25 and 26 till she can come up for election in
Sad.
26.
Correct. So, what's going to happen is you're going to ask for a motion for, I'm
I'm gonna ask for a motion to appoint Lori Zelnok as our clerk for the next 2 years until elections come through. That will be in fall of 26.
right.
Okay. Alex, you gonna start?
I'd like to make a motion to appoint Lori Zelnok as clerk for the remainder of 2025 into 2026.
Need support? Have a roll call, please.
Just one moment here. Okay. Kennedy,
Yes.
Hawkins,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Pelichick.
Yes.
Cindy, yes. Most definitely.
You're stuck.
Yes.
All right, that's done. Now what we have next is, in your packet is a village investment policy. This came up this past week where Judy would like to change to allow her to invest our money in short-term CDs right now because that's the only way you can make any money that you have money in the bank on. It's a safe way. We don't lose any capital. Capital's never put at risk. The only thing you might lose is if you had to pull it out for something there's always a little penalty to pay. So, as opposed to sitting there getting 0.01% of a percent, 10 cents on a dollar, you get 4.5% on short-term CDs now. Some of them are still going for 5, but I don't know how long that's gonna last, because it's all based on what happens with the economy and inflation and things, so. That's what this is about. This is what gives her the ability to take some of our money that's just sitting there and invest it in short-term CDs. 4 months, 7 months is what they're offering, most banks are offering right now.
Will the request to make the investment come before the board, or is that only going to be at the discretion of the responsible party? So would it come down and say, I'd like to take X amount of money from this budget item to invest, or would they just do that single sourced?
It's my understanding that she'll just do it, but she has to stay within the MCL code 64.9, stating that, we can't invest more than a certain amount because we have to have a certain amount of money, like as a buffer, for things like that. But, I think like across the board, she isn't looking at any other, they're pretty regulated, like which banks
Yeah.
pretty much you can even use, which banks you can't use. It's all pretty structured. So I think that she probably will just make a decision, who's offering the best one, but right now they're all about the same, I think, for short term. But I think that we're giving her the latitude to make that investment on her.
Okay.
Got it.
She has Village Council approved institutions, Oxford Bank, Huntington Bank, Genesis Credit Union, JP Morgan, Chase Banks, Oakland County Local Government Investment Pool. All financial institutions must be FDIC and NCIU insured.
So we're going to approve this tonight? Or not? Okay,
Sure.
sounds good to me.
Any more questions?
I'd like to make a motion to proceed forward with the investment policy for the Village of Leonard as presented.
Support.
Have a roll call of this, please.
Second. Hawkins.
Yes.
Pelichick.
Yes.
Kennedy.
Yes.
Moore.
Yes. Okay. Number 4, interlocal agreement with OCTV. I have the agreement, you have the agreement in your packet. I think there's a change to, on page 2, section D, right? Am I right, correct? That is the only change in this from what we've had?
Yes.
Okay. Section D, any member municipality which retains or withholds PEG fees for a period of 6 months or longer shall agree to suspend membership municipality representative participation on the OACCC board until PEG fees resume. That is the only change from what we've already been doing.
That change was made based on the recommendation of our attorney.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Makes sense to me. Attorney comfortable change that. Which of his advice?
I'd like to make a motion to approve the interlocal agreement with OCTV as presented.
Support.
May I have a roll call on this, please?
Moore.
Yes.
Hawkins.
Yes.
Pelichick.
Yes.
Kennedy.
Yes.
Okay, so on to old business. Number 1, road grader. road grader's in the same situation it was last month and the month before. I don't, now that, Phil's on rehab with his back, Phil Jr., Phil Senior took a bad fall up there and I guess he's out of action, so they're under the gun up there, so. I did, Craig Atchison is down grading today, so, but we're not gonna oil because we got rain tonight. So he's gonna we'll see what happens with this, but at least all the potholes and everything will be graded over and filled for the road, so we'll have the roads in pretty. No, he's not done, no, I just talked to him, that's why I'm late to the meeting. Oh, that's where you were?
He's got our road. I'm good with that. It was getting bad.
So, and one thing about the road grader, if and when we do get this road grader, we don't groom our shoulders of our roads. And I've been out after it's raining or on a good storm or something, I'm looking at our roads. All the issues we have in a lot of our areas of our roads are where water can't get off the road. That water sits on the road and with our sand and with our gravel, our pea gravel and stuff, everything gets mixed. It gets a slurry of stuff that's just like being in a sandstorm. It just grates that all over. People don't think about friction between your tires and the road, but there's a lot. And that's exactly where it is. If we can get some of this water off the roads, I think our roads will hold up a little bit better. So, okay, on to the next one. 4285 Forest Street update. Lori and I did spend some time with the lawyer out here today. I gotta take my glasses off, then I can't read it. So based on this procedural history, the legal recommends to mitigate, see, I should have wrote this my way, I can't speak the way you do. Mitigate any risk, we shall start the process over using
Our new contact.
contact. So what's, okay, now that I got that out of the way. What happened is, they've got what they call a new receiver. Somebody that takes in all the calls and everything for this, and for all the legal issues that come before them, goes to this person. That's a new person. I don't have that name yet, nor do I have the phone number and address, but all that will be supplies before we will have to vote on this. We're actually gonna just do a review, because there's new people involved in this building now, is we're giving them the option to go through the system again. But it doesn't, if we do it this way, according to John, we don't seem to waste any more time at this. So previously when I talked to him, he says, looks like it's gonna go out to next spring. And now he's come back today and said, if we do this, we'll be able to keep on the same schedule, have this house done by the end of the year, and off our chest. So we can move on.
I got a question here.
Yeah.
What is the goal with tearing it down?
What is the goal?
Yeah, what's the goal?
Well, it's a dangerous derelict building.
What?
It's already been through court, Dave. It's a dangerous derelict building. It can't be rehabbed. It can't be, so it's gotta be taken down.
Why does it have to, why can't it be rehabbed?
It's shot.
It's,
I told you not to talk.
Okay,
hey,
I'm gonna talk.
Dave, it's been inspected by it's been accepted by the court. The demolition decree is already in. We're in the second stage of doing it now, finishing it.
Where's it been?
The house is not gonna sell.
I realize, I've been following it. I still don't see the.
The house is on an auction. The house is on an auction site. It's got a $60,000 reserve. They're up at 42. That's where it's sitting. It's not going any further. So no, the people we were dealing with, even our lawyer said he didn't even know they existed half the time because he couldn't deal with them. Now we're dealing with somebody new that's involved with this. They've fired their old legal services. They've got new legals, and we've now got to deal with the new legal services.
Call the question?
Some stuff here I want you to look at. I've got the original perk test of that septic that he didn't even, the inspectors didn't even.
so Dave, you would need to be put on the agenda to make a presentation.
You're presenting anything, I'm just passing this out.
Okay, we'll take a look at it. Okay, thank you. Thanks, Steve. All right, I'll look at it.
Was that septic tested or wasn't it? That would be good to know.
there's a building inspector's
We-
report, if you would like to make a FOIA request to the village.
I have that. All he said was there was a pipe coming out of the house into a pile of soil. That's all he said.
Correct.
That's not good enough.
No.
You know, it's really not, the building has basically already been determined. Oh, you can
Oh.
buy it? Sure,
We-
it's up for,
If somebody bought this, it would resolve a lot of issues for us that we wouldn't have to do.
Point of order, call the question.
That building
I'm
is
shutting this down.
structurally very sound. We put a lot of
Thank
block
you.
grant money into that. I've been in it, I've been around it, I know what I'm talking about.
Oh, Dave, we're not saying you don't know what you're talking about.
Take a
We,
picture of that, I have a picture, that roof is as level as it could possibly be. Couldn't be any more level. The floors are good, one goes down, but that's because that's what they did in
are we talking about
no,
4285?
yes, no, we're
I'm
not.
not looking at all the cosmetic stuff like plumbing and heating and all that, that stuff's just nothing.
Put him on the agenda next month.
When you rehab something, you just get rid of all that and start over with the structure, and the structure is sound.
It's not sound.
It's,
He never stated that.
Dave, we're not,
It has been stated.
we can't keep going back and forth over an inspection report saying it's not sound and been accepted by the courts and you saying that it is sound. It's not sound.
It's been determined.
It's been
in a
deemed
hearing.
not unsound.
I don't wanna lose another historic house in this town. It's fixable.
It-
Somebody will fix it.
I've been here a long time ago.
Won't be me.
It's
A
not,
long time ago presenting this. They've been on this for
yeah, this has gone on a long time, Dave, to get to this point where we're at. I don't see us going backwards now.
For the
Well,
agenda,
you're gonna be going longer, cause that group is really hard to work with.
for the
Okay.
agenda point at hand, what is the motion required to proceed with what we need to do?
There is no motion, it's just strictly informational.
This is informational, but it's coming. We're gonna have to vote on it. We're gonna have to redo what we did
Perfect.
as soon as we get through the legals.
I just wanted to make sure if there was something we could close out, move forward, we can.
No, then we are. We're moving forward to the Leonard Drain, which I was promised an email on the situation. It's still in the hands of the consultants. They're still arguing over historic depths and what to do. And I was promised an email by today and I didn't get it. So it's, sorry, guys. So, hi.
What do you gain by, what will you gain by tearing it down?
You've already moved on.
Hey, Dave, I'm on Leonard Drain. I got more issues.
You're not up there, I don't see you.
Mr. Rathberg, hey, Mr. Rathberg, please,
What?
please,
Consult. I'm done.
thank you.
Thanks, Dave. So, I don't have, so DPW update, there was gonna be one on there, I was gonna be two on there, I took them off because we're still working on them. But the other one is what I might do is, we've done we have the tool for striping, like the parking spots and the handicap stuff, and that section of road we repaved, I'm not gonna hire a guy with his machine to come in here and restripe that, it's gonna cost us too much money. Our DPW should be able to handle that, it's only 120 feet, so.
Time available for doing that?
I've asked them, I've asked one of our DPW guys about it, they said he would do it, but I haven't had a chance to speak with Don lately. So once I talk to Don, yeah, we'll have to approve some money for that, because apparently the paint, it's a spray paint kind of thing, it's a lot more expensive than a roller. They do have rollers for that and stuff you can use, but, so that's coming. So on to the president's report. I have not received anything on an FOIA reports, like, so, and the CDBG report.
I do have something on that.
Our clerk's gonna talk to that.
Okay, easy for me to say maybe, I don't know. So, okay, I talked to, the new person who's in charge of block grant. And, I apparently, kind of signed a commitment that we would make sure that we work with block grant for like the next 3 years. And for that reason, we do need to do, the block grant application, which I'm going to do with them tomorrow. And this will be money that is technically done in 2025, processed in 26, and we usually see the check by 2027 is how it works. So our next meeting, we will have a hearing to discuss what to put that in. And so just, I know we've had so many conversations about it, and because we don't really have the DPW to work on the sidewalks and remove architectural barriers, you know, it'd be my contention, so we only have 2 places we can put that money, that we put it towards any homeowners that could possibly use help to get repairs on their home, and that it just go to minor home repair. So, you know, that'll be a conversation for you guys to have at our next meeting. We'll just have a real quick hearing on it. Unless you guys feel otherwise, there's just not a lot of ways we can use the money, so.
And that's the original, that's the intended purpose, right? That's
That is the intended purpose, and then some of the older funds, like they said, those need to go away because it's messing up their metric. So this new influx of money that will come in 2027 will help offset them wanting to kind of wipe the books of that older 2019 money that's on there that really needs to go. Because it's been a problem for them, and they need, you know, they've got compliance and they have metrics that they have to work in. So, that's what we've decided to do. So, that'll be our next meeting, okay?
That's really what we're down to with those, right? Helping people out with their homes and stuff that can't do it, or.
That's right. So what they want us to do is either 1 or 2 expenditures. We have $7,000 a year that we have that we can help out a needy resident who income qualifies, with some minor home repairs. And that can be like, it can't disturb paint, for example, because of lead paint laws and things like that. The little things that we can do is maybe help with a furnace, maybe help with some gutters, maybe help with removing a tree from their front yard that they couldn't afford to have taken down, something like that. So those are the things that we're just gonna concentrate on doing, and they have to be done in 1 or 2 swoops to use the money. And if it takes more than 2 swoops, they're just gonna pull the rest of the funding. But I think with as expensive as things are nowadays, I don't think that's gonna be a problem. So, yeah.
If I get online, can I find out the qualifications of it?
Absolutely.
I
Go,
can?
Yeah.
oak.gov, if you go to oaklandcounty.gov and type in Community Development Block Grant. It gives you the breakdown for how many members of the household and what the income is to qualify.
Yeah.
Do you put that on the website? Because
I
to me,
have not.
there's a lot of people, I don't know if they qualify, but I've seen some homes that could use it.
Right, I think, you know, I think it's really for us to just kind of get word out to people, you know, and it's a first
That's why
come,
I
first
wondered
served. If people, need the money, clearly, we want to help people in need. So, I do have flyers right outside of the office door, stacks of them. You know, I could probably put some at the post office, maybe.
Yeah.
I think I might do that.
Maybe post it.
Yeah, and
Put
do
it
that.
On our page.
Or a link. We could add a link.
Something, just, although,
Yeah.
a lot of older people don't know how to work that kind of thing.
I'm thinking the post office is where we need to be
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
those. I think that's gonna be the most helpful. It's a good idea.
Get the word
Yeah.
out, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, number 3, ordinance enforcement. I have nothing on ordinance enforcement that I know of right now this evening. So, Summer Festival Committee. I did not meet with them, so I have no idea where they're at right now, so I have nothing on
Looking for
that.
volunteers.
Looking for volunteers for the future, too, lots of them. If we're going to keep the Summer Festival moving. I don't have anything on the Cable Commission. Do you have anything on the?
Yeah, meeting last month, but we'll have one this month right here.
Yes, the 19th.
Okay. Decorating Committee. Yeah, that's a no. North Oakland Transportation Authority, I'm going to the meeting tomorrow. Sorry, it's behind us whenever we come to this meeting. I'm always a month behind it. Planning Commission,
I will make a motion to cancel the planning committee, or the planning commission meeting for May.
For May.
2025.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, all opposed? None, motion carried. Pollyanna Trail Management Council. That was a good meeting. I enjoyed that meeting because they were talking about putting some plaques out, history plaques of people in the community along the trailways.
Yeah.
You know, we've had some important people out, one for Brace Beamer out in Oxford, and actually there's another one for a Civil War soldier that came out and moved out to Oxford and did well out here after the Civil War. So they're gonna put up a memorial plaque for him too along there. And we're replacing some signs, and there's some paving coming up. It hasn't started yet. It's gonna be about 3 weeks, they're gonna be paving on the portion of that, I think on the west side of town, where it gets real swampy, I guess, over there.
Do you talk to her a lot? I keep forgetting to get hold of them.
Well, quite often, yeah.
Okay, down the trail, there's two, one almost to Boardman, it's getting big. A big hole, somebody's gonna get hurt, tripping it, their horse is gonna end up breaking a leg if it goes in there. And then there's another one closer to here, by the bridge. They actually put rocks in it, but, you know,
I'll be able to email them those locations too.
I know, I keep meaning to and I forget.
They were pretty good about.
It's down by the bridge,
They will be, yeah.
Yeah.
it's down by the bridge over here by the parking lot. Down there by Boardman.
Yep, and the bridge, that the little stream goes under. I don't know whose property, whose ever that was. Right there past, Gerst a little bit.
Past Gerst.
A little bit, yeah. What'd you say?
Oh, I said you have to pass here.
Yes, yes.
I'll make sure I talk to her about it. If we don't, you know, we might just go up there and handle it, so, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know what they do, because the one's getting pretty big, and you look down, and you don't even see it in, but.
I don't think our front loader will tear up the trail pavement, so we should be able to go down there. Gerst Road, is it still paved?
Huh?
You gotta is it still paved at Gerst Road? Blacktopped, or are we back on,
No, you're on dirt when you hit.
you're on dirt, okay, all right. Well, we have enough material to handle that, I'm sure. Okay,
There's a lot out there. They're riding their bikes on it.
so the village park, I did sign the agreements to get moving finish the purchase of the property and get the legal, new legal, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway,
Been out, have they?
so that's moving forward until we get that done. There is, next Saturday, the 17th, right? Saturday?
You should see something.
That's a, park cleanup day. In case nobody's, read the thing on the board out front.
May 17th?
May 17th. It's the June 15th, I think, for if it's rain out or something. The park committee was gonna go out there and do a walk around and see if we can actually get in there and do work, because it's underwater, most of it.
It's pretty bad. I
Is
took
it?
a walk over
But
there
she,
a few days ago. It was not good.
Well, I guess if that changes,
Not, this would have been like Tuesday last week. I took a walk. I didn't see feathers.
I know. So what happened to them?
Oh,
2 ducks.
Oh.
I don't, maybe she's well, she hasn't been up to eat in 2-3 weeks, so the other one does come up to eat, so I don't know.
while we're at the village park, this is gonna be an offshoot from that, but we're gonna need a lot of backfill in there in that area to put that apron into the parking lot and put that sidewalk in. And I'm getting offers from all kinds of people to put fill dirt out here. So, and remember we talked, I had one building, this last flash flood storm we had go through here, one building was getting water in the house.
Yeah,
So,
that's a first.
and yeah, but we have a lot of property levels now that are lower than the road level. And it can't, and some of these property levels are underwater because they can't get to the catch basins. They're lower than the catch basin. So, you know, we talked about that one property on Division.
114.
So, yeah,
west.
that was one of the places that was underwater on Facebook. Because my son brought it down, and I'm not on Facebook. He said, "Dad, look, it's going right in our house." I said, "Oh, geez." You know, so I might want to talk to him. And see if I can get him some free fill. I might have a few pieces of cement in or something. Up for.
Next to distinctive design.
Yes. Yeah, it's just behind it.
They've never complained about, it's gotta be the torrential rain we had.
Well, that was pretty bad, yeah.
It's been bad, and it's coming again.
No,
I know,
no.
possibly.
So you can put the word out. I mean, if we can get some free fill out here, help people out there if they're underwater somewhere and they want to relieve themselves from some water, we
Would
can.
that work for CBD, Chief? No, I mean,
They're really, like,
I mean, even flooding the
we
basement.
really,
like
even
that?
to cut a tree, I kind of have to go through, like,
Prove that
historical
they need it.
commission, well, because we can't disturb the ground. Because now there's a whole lot of things between, tribes and historical that so no dirt,
So just stay above ground with gutters,
pretty much, like, it's simple, simple, simple. Yeah,
not even French drains.
no, not even French drains. No,
Okay.
that would be nice.
That covers the park. If it changes, I'll give Doug or Linda a call and see if they still feel good about this May 17th date for the park cleanup. If they change their mind, I'll let you guys know.
You're gonna be there
I'm gonna be where?
at the park, the
At-
17th.
Yeah,
This weekend.
Make sure,
yeah,
okay? Make sure.
with my John Deere rake.
That's fine, just, you know where our property starts, I don't want them by the horse.
I don't think we can get back there. I think it's underwater, isn't it?
You're gonna get money because I
Yeah,
walk
yeah,
that way
no.
with my ducks, you're gonna sing.
I think they mentioned working up in the flower beds up front and stuff because we could get to that. That's what she mentioned.
That's probably the water too still.
Yeah. So we've already covered community development block grant, right? So
More?
on the backside, correspondence number 1, you can see it's blank, so I'm a big blank tonight, so. That's it, guys. Let's adjourn this meeting at,
7:37.
thank you.
So Bill, they haven't been to.
Wait, who made the motion?
I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Wait a
I'll
second.
second.
No.